Local attorney Gene Nichols is joining us live to give us some perspective on this historic case.
Gene, thanks so much for being here with us. So let's talk about the 34 counts of falsifying business documents. This all stems from payments that Donald Trump allegedly made to Michael Cohen. On the books, it says those payments were for legal services that apparently were never made. So talk us through some of this evidence.
So that's exactly what has been charged here. So it appears, at least what's been alleged, is Michael Cohen billed Donald Trump for legal services. Each one of those legal services that he billed for were not actually legal services, but were part of the payment to these individuals, either Stormy Daniels or one of the other individuals. Every time that Cohen sent a bill, that was illegal. Every time that the Trump organization wrote a check, that was illegal. And every time the Trump organization or the shell company put a ledger document saying this is what this is for legal fees, that was illegal. So what you see is 11 times checks, bills, ledgers, and then one more count on top of all of that. So realistically speaking, what we're talking about is the organization being involved in making payments that just were not true. They weren't legal statements. They weren't legal bills. Cohen wasn't doing legal work. The allegation is it just was to cover up the payment to these individuals.
Gene, the judge expressed concern today to the court about former President Donald Trump getting on social media and using social media, making threats against the DA's office, against the justice system as a whole. Trump is expected to speak tonight from Mar-a-Lago around 8:15. Do you anticipate he's going to be a little bit more conservative, more careful, talk about his presidential campaign, or do you think he'll address what happened today?
I think he'll be very careful with what he addresses today. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that his lawyers, his defense lawyers, not just an elections team, but his defense lawyers are going to make sure that the words he uses are carefully written and carefully portrayed. We can usually see the difference between when he is off script and when he is on script, and I expect on script. I do expect him to talk about it. I think that would be out of character for him to not talk about what has happened here today, but I do expect him to deflect as much of it he can to his defense lawyers. Let his defense lawyers speak for him and then try to keep running for president. But he's been told by the judge, don't go there. Don't go overboard with this. The judge has told everybody to not go overboard.
That's going to be hard for him, though.
No, we know that. I mean, that doesn't matter what your politics are. That's his personality. That's going to be difficult for him. But the difference is now we have a judge who, if he goes overboard and he violates what the judge has told him to not do, he will be back on a plane in a day, and that judge will call him before the court and say, no, I told you not to do this, and the court can potentially put more restrictive means. So I expect him to follow the lead of his defense lawyers, and his defense lawyers are going to say, don't do it.
So the next in-person hearing date, looking forward, we expect to see Donald Trump back in court is December 4th. We know the prosecution wanted to take this case to trial as early as January of next year. Is this really realistic? Do you think this is even going to make it to trial? What's happening behind the scenes?
Well, so we have a next court date of December 4, but there will be court dates between now and then. December 4 is more of a control date to make sure that we're on schedule for trial, but you can fully expect his defense team to be filing motions in limine to try and preclude certain evidence, to suppress items, or to dismiss this outright. This is a novel issue. This is something that most people don't see every day, these sort of facts involving an indictment from so many years ago. So you can expect multiple hearings between now and that December date. But that being said, the government says they're ready for trial. Typically, they're ready for trial, and I expect them to be ready for trial.
Gene Nichols, thanks for your insight. Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Well,